Hola, Gringos y Gringos, and welcome to
Gringos Are Us.
Expats with a Plan.
I'm Mark.
I'm Gina.
This week, the Mercados and the food of Oaxaca. Ooh, is it good? Coming up next.
Welcome back. Oh my gosh, guys, I have been waiting for this one. It's the food. And we combined it with the Mercados because, well...
Most of the time we ate, it was in a Mercado.
For sure. So you get to see a little bit of the different types of Mercados. Some are big, some are small.
Big? No, it's not big.
Well, we're not... Oh, yeah. One of them is huge. One of them is like its own small village.
Yeah.
Every time we went to one, we had something good to eat, just about.
There was not really a bad meal to be had.
No. And, you know, we didn't include every place we ate.
No.
Every meal we had. But rest assured, it was always good.
Yeah. You could not go wrong with the mole.
All right. So, about that village, the first Mercado that's coming up is Central de Abastos.
Wow.
Yeah, Central de Abastos is enormous. It's like a village. It's like going to Marrakesh.
It's a total maze. I mean, you have no sense of direction. Once you get inside, it's just...
I mean, it is literally like 5 city blocks by 7 city blocks. And when you're inside and you're walking around, you got to watch your feet because you are stepping up over top of
curbs and raised and uneven. It's just...
It's as if they just built the thing right on top of some neighborhood.
Estos son afrodisíacos.
Afrodisíacos.
Sí, pero...
Cómese uno, a ver.
No.
Mira, uno.
No.
Si no comes, no veniste a Oaxaca.
Sí, pero no me gusta.
Ese es chicatanas.
Chicatanas, como esa.
Un insecto.
Mire.
Okay. No.
Toma la cucaracha si lo conociste,
No.
Uno.
Mira, así era.
See, now you're supposed to take the legs off.
She didn't.
Okay.
¿Está bueno?
How was it, honey?
Not a boss.
None of us. No. See. How about those chapulines, honey?
Chapulini.
One chapulin.
One. But she was adamant and she was a very good salesperson and we had a good banter going back and forth and it was a lot of fun. So it was worthy of one.
Just one.
Just one.
We had a couple guests and they had a goal to go eat at this small restaurant that was smack in the center of Abastos. And it wasn't easy to find.
No, it was, oh yeah, just go up here, turn right. Well, there's about 7 different rights that you could have taken and we just kept slowly creeping in.
She's famous now because she was featured on a Netflix show called Somebody Feed Phil.
From there, we went back towards Centro, and you have 2 Mercados that sit across the street from each other, Benito Juarez and 20 de Noviembre.
Se fue pa'l norte el grande musiquero, indio enojado buscando un dinero. Era del norte puro zacatecano, tocando rolas pa' amanecer bailando. Soy de la sierra, yo soy el musiquero, y donde toca también toca dinero. Tengo cajón, a mí nunca me da miedo, y mi acordeón es el que canta primero. la sierra yo soy el musiquero y donde toca también toca dinero. Tengo cajón, a mí nunca me da miedo. A mi acordeón es el que canta primero.
If you want to eat, 20 de Noviembre is your Mercado.
For sure, for sure.
Oh,
Of all the mercados we saw, this one had the largest number of lunch counters.
and there were so many of them we couldn't figure out exactly where to eat. So we came to the determination that the one that was the busiest was the one we were going to go to.
Oye, dale. Hey, Miguelito. Soy de la isla, yo soy el bombalero. Tocando bomba pa' que te sube el pelo. De la morenita que lucha por un sueño. Pulmones respirando aire de mi abuelo. Mira, bajo mi hechizo brujería. Te tengo bailando llena de alegría. Soy el musiquero y toca todo el día. Orar y en Maya porque ella lo permite. Donde toco también toca dinero. Donde toco también toca dinero.
Soy de la sierra yo soy el musiquero y donde tocan también toca dinero. Tengo cajón, a mí nunca me da miedo.
What it's known for, though, is the Paseo de Húmedo smoke hall. That was one of the most expensive meals that we had at a mercado. You really only are buying meat. You're buying meat,
Yeah.
and then you are charged about 20 pesos for any other garnish you get.
And there was no arroz, there were no frijoles.
It's something that every tourist really wants to do, but it is really overrated.
Came to the determination that the one that was the busiest was the one we were going to go to. And that strategy paid off in spades.
It sure did.
Wow. La Abuelita is the only restaurant in Oaxaca that we actually went to twice. Neither one of us ordered the same thing when we went back, so that was 4 different entrees, and they hit home runs on all 4.
Every time. Every time. It was so good and very, very filling. They give you a lot of food. And then we took a walk to the Artesanías.
Which had interesting woven wear.
A lot of clothing.
Clothing, blankets.
They had a lot of crafty things, a lot of really nice gifts for you to take home as souvenirs. And I dare say, I believe their prices were a little less expensive than what you find at Benito Juarez.
Then we went to Mercado de La Merced.
This one was pretty close to us, walking distance. It was probably a nice, moderate sized mercado that was within a 10 or 15 minute walk.
Your typical barrio mercado. I mean, it was a neighborhood mercado. You got the wet area where you had your pollo and your res and your cerdo, and then the vegetables and the flowers and a little bit of the household goods here and there.
Some crafts.
Yep. And then there was a little luncheon area that, wow.
Again, really good food. And Mark has never been a fan of frijoles negro. He's never been a black bean fan. He is now.
Well, hold on. I'm a fan of Oaxaca frijoles negro. The way they cook them there, wow.
These. It's boiling.
Yes, it is.
We got a lot of food.
Qué triste me esperaba el porvenir. Si yo te hubiera dicho no, espérate, mi propio corazón se iba a reír.
Then the final one is the one that was just a couple blocks from the house, and that was Mercado de la Noria. That's where we would go to get avocados or cebollos or
Just some fresh produce.
if we needed something, it literally was just a few blocks away. Walk in, boom.
And the vendor there had really, really good produce. Really good produce. In fact, the best avocados we found anywhere.
And you had to ask for them.
You had to ask for them. He had them hidden because people squeeze them, like me. So he would keep them behind the counter. You told him how many aguacates you wanted.
Then he'd squeeze them.
And then he would squeeze them.
We learned a lesson.
Yes. I don't know. I've got bigger hips than he does. And somehow I managed to navigate past the corner display table that somebody had made some kind of sweets.
Dulces.
Some kind of dulces. I don't know what they were called, but they were very fragile. And Mark's hip or leg caught that corner and knocked an entire tray of them to the ground. And the woman seemed very disgusted and very, very loudly started to count how many
We were buying.
we were buying. She didn't say we were buying them. She started counting them out loud, how many were broken. And I was just like, how much?
Yeah, ¿cuánto cuesta para este?
See.
And so we bought 6.
And there's a lesson to be learned there. In Mexico, if you broke it, you bought it.
Yep.
That includes servers at a restaurant. They drop a beer, a glass, a plate of food. It comes out of their pay often. It's not one of those where it's just forgiven. Nope. You broke it, you bought it. And we bought 6.
Needless to say, I started paying a lot more attention about where I was walking. So.
And I still don't know what these things were, but they were super, super sweet. Oh, gosh. Peninsula had very, very good food. It was an elevated dining experience
Yes.
without being super, super pricey.
Yeah, it wasn't over the top, but excellent little courtyard, good presentation. You could get a good drink, and
I got garnaches, and I hadn't been anywhere in Oaxaca that had garnaches the entire time we were there, and they had them with shrimp. So I was excited.
yeah,
That was a nice hamburger. I
It
thought,
was.
Was it cooked well?
it was. They actually, when I asked them if they could keep from overcooking it, they made an attempt.
Okay, so-
It wasn't a hockey puck, so there was still some flexibility to it. So I'll give them that.
But then, the night of the huge comparsa in Hadalaco Barrio, we stopped at this hotel that had a restaurant inside. We don't really know the name of the restaurant. We thought we had it, but we can't find it on the map. I forgot to take a photograph of the menu, but they had nothing but hamburgers, basically, which was kind of unusual. And they had a hamburger that was a double patty with Philadelphia cream cheese and other things, grilled onions, etc. And I considered it. Boy, am I glad I didn't. Double patty? No. We ended up with 2 barbecue burgers that filled the plate.
Yes,
Both of us ate half of one
yes.
and took the rest home. But they were delicious. You would hold it like this. The burger was like that big.
Oh,
And I think the video is deceptive. It was that big. Like if I had to put my hands around it like that, like as big as your face.
it was large.
I mean,
It was large.
and it was covered with all kinds of stuff. And they had a lot of variety of burgers. So yes, it was a hamburger, but you know what? Mexicans like hamburgers too.
They do it that.
And this was a really good one.
Yep.
Trying to think that, the last place we ate was actually in Centro. It was Centro. I don't really know what more to say about it.
It was priced like it was in Centro.
Yeah.
It was packed, and you did get the tacos lingua. So,
I did. I've always wanted to try tongue tacos, and I did, and they were very, very good. But they brought me 5.
And we were about to partake in going on a tour, so it was sort of,
Yeah.
do we want to carry food around with us? So
No. So I ate 3, and they were delicious. I've always wanted to try tacos de lengua, and they were really, really good. There were other places we ate.
yes,
Make no mistake, we got Nieves. We got a couple places just around the corner from where we were staying.
Gus.
Well, actually 3 places. We went to, was it Cochinita?
I have no
I think
clue.
it's called Cochinita, and it's on the corner like a block and a half from us.
Oh yeah, that's the one that you guys went to, and then we had the little tacos.
No. That's the one we all went to.
Oh, okay. Then
With the soup, the pumpkin soup.
Well, you had the pumpkin soup. I had the crema.
Yeah.
But then we also had the little taco stand that we went to, Taqueria that we went to with Mary.
With Mary, yes.
And that
And then there
was-
was a place that I went with Winston and Terry while they were with us one night, and I got a tlayuda. And we ate a lot of places in the neighborhood. All I can say is there was never a bad meal.
No. People rave about the culinary experience of Oaxaca, and it lived up to the billing.
For
It's-
real.
It's
This is the place that people like Gordon Ramsay and Bourdain and Wolfgang Puck and all these people come to Oaxaca to rave about their cuisine. There's a reason.
yes. The mixture of flavors and everything else is exquisite. It's
I will even tell you, when I went to that place with Winston and Terry, he got a mole negro dish. The woman, a beautiful abuela, who probably runs and owns this place, she came out of the kitchen and she literally stood over Winston looking at him, waiting for him to acknowledge her. And when he did, she asked him how the mole was. Well, he raved about it. You could have seen the pride on her face. She was satisfied. She was satisfied that somebody loved her mole. And then we started talking to her. She said she has over 30 ingredients in her mole.
Yeah.
That's insane. I think she actually said she had 33, but I know it was over 30. That's how complex the history of culinary experimentation is in this part of Mexico.
Well, I mean, Doña Vale, when we were the last customers to be served, they were cleaning up, and as soon as they finished cleaning up the kitchen, they were doing the prep for the next morning already.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, here they go. They were already starting to snap the chilies and starting to soak the meat and marinate it. And it was just like, wow, okay, so when they get there first thing in the morning, that meat has been marinating for about 18 hours. And
Yes.
you could tell.
Yes. I think what I love most about shopping in the Mercados is literally the freshness of what you buy. The bread is fresh. The produce is fresh. The food, if you eat it, that's prepared for you is fresh. Everything is just, and it's healthy. It's so healthy.
Yeah, I think what we have learned, though, from the Mercados is if it has an electric sign, like a fancy sign, it's probably part of a chain.
Yeah.
If it has a hanging sign that's printed on something, those are where you're going to get the better deals and probably the fresh, especially like produce, the fresher produce.
And Abastos really did, I believe, have the best prices of all the Mercados we went to because of all the competition.
Yes.
It's huge, and you've got vendor to vendor, almost shoulder to shoulder, selling just about all the same things. We actually saw bananas.
10 pesos per kilo. And what was interesting was the closer you were to the street, it started at 20 pesos. Then you got in a little bit and it went down to 15 pesos. You got into the belly of the beast and it was down to 10 pesos.
10 pesos
so if you were willing to give, yourself the extra time and fight the crowd and get all the way into the center part of the produce area, you were going to get it for half of what you would have paid to be, let me walk in off the street, I need a bunch of bananas. 20 pesos. 10 if you went inside. So
exactly.
The piñas were the same way. It's,
a bargain is a bargain. And if you know where to shop.
Of course, then you got to figure out how to get out of there again.
Oh, that's true.
I
mean, the second time we went in, we actually got lost. We were trying to show Winston where the vendor had all those huge baskets of different flavors of chapulines, and we could not find it.
We couldn't find them.
We couldn't find it. And we ended up going out through a part of the Mercado that we never even saw the first time we went.
We actually ended up on the baseball stadium side, which is the opposite side of where we entered from.
Yes.
It's that, and my GPS is normally good, but once you get in there and you get turned, all it was let me get outside, and then I can get a grip on where we were going.
It is a labyrinth. And with that being said, we do have to put this one caveat in. Everybody in Oaxaca knows that Abastos is the place where you need to protect your property.
Crimes of opportunity.
Don't wear jewelry. Don't wear watches if possible. Don't flash your phone around. Keep your belongings close to you because you're in there in tight spaces and people are bumping up against you. And it's really easy for somebody who's very skilled at lifting things from someone to just bump and your stuff is gone.
Yeah, you're being jostled quite frequently because there's vendors who are replenishing their stock. There's hand trucks going up and down the aisles, constantly. And then you got the shoppers who are going back and forth. And it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, but don't let that scare you into experiencing that particular Mercado. It is something, you just have to see it. You just got to see it. Everything under the sun.
Yep.
is inside that village of vendors.
And when you finally decide it's time to go, just pick a direction. I'm
Just
serious.
walk
Just pick
straight.
a direction and keep going that direction, and eventually you'll reach the outside. And then once you get outside, you'll go, oh, we're here. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, we need to walk around the outside of the Mercado because we didn't dare try to walk back through because it was like,
No.
we may not find our way back. So,
But boy, I was really hitting it hard on that mole negro just about every time I could. I brought some with us, but one day it's going to be gone. I'm going to need to buy more. Hope you enjoyed this video. This brief tour, I guess, of the Mercados and just a sampling of some of the foods that we tried while we stayed in Oaxaca City.
best advice I can give you is go and sample for yourself.
Yes.
It's something that everybody should experience.
Yes, and they will allow you to sample their wares. You can sample the chapulines. There's all different kinds of flavors. You can sample the ice creams or nieves or the moles or whatever.
Or the mezcals.
Or the mezcals before you buy. So
yeah.
do it. So we hope that you enjoyed this tour of the Mercados and the amazing food. I know we sure did.
That we did.
Thank you for watching us. Please give us a like and thumbs up if you enjoy our videos. It helps our channel grow. We are Gringos Are Us.
Expats with a plan.
Remember,
We're doing it. You can too. And over by the microwave over there, there's some other videos you might want to check out.
hasta la próxima.
Hope they're not too hot. Adios.